First Alert Weather Plus. WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is committed to your safety with 6 hours of continuous team coverage.
This is a relentless storm, Dave.
We're fortunate we all made it out alive.
And our network of sky cams across the state alerting you to danger, bringing you live footage of tornadoes as they touch down in Wathau County.
Look at this, Chase. Guys, look at that.
This is ground zero almost. I mean, this is really hard to stomach, like I said.
We take our commitment to being on your side seriously, and together we're Mississippi Strong. Weekdays, stream First Alert Weather Plus.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus.
All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining me for WLBT First Alert Weather Plus. I'm meteorologist Elise Ushman. I will be solo for the show right now, but our chief meteorologist Dave Roberts will be here later this evening for the 6:30 version. We're taking a look at our forecast here, and it's getting a little bit muggy out there. It's 86 now here in Jackson. We are expecting to make it to about 89 degrees, maybe even in the 90s here in the next couple of hours, but it feels like it's nearly in the 90s right now. It feels like 89. We are into the muggy zone on the muggy meter. We'll be well into it as we get into these next few days. We've got increasing moisture and increasing heat blowing in from the Gulf on your Wednesday. That's going to continue tomorrow with gusts up to 30, maybe even 35 miles per hour across portions of the area, especially as you get further to the west. So right along the Mississippi River, you're going to have the highest chance of seeing those stronger wind gusts. And again, that's going to continue as we head into the next couple of days. You're also going to have a higher chance of getting to maybe the mid 90s as we head into these next few days in those areas along the Mississippi River, because that heat bubble is kind of expanding a little bit closer to you guys. We're kind of just on the edge of it here in central Mississippi with heat alerts back in Texas. And I do expect to see those kind of stretch up into parts of Louisiana as we get into your Thursday. Speaking of Thursday, as this summer heat settles in, we could see feels like numbers in not just the upper 90s, but maybe even the low triple digits. Would not be surprised to see that as we get into your Thursday afternoon and we check out those heat indices. So around this time tomorrow, make sure you're tuned in to see what it's feeling like. Otherwise, the mornings haven't been too bad and they're still going to be pretty mild and otherwise pleasant getting out the door tomorrow morning. Maybe Friday morning, not quite as pleasant because we're continuing to track this early summer-like heat. And we could still potentially feel like the low triple digits on your Friday afternoon as well. Temperatures themselves still in the low 90s. Note, on Saturday, we take a teeny tiny dip in temperatures back to the upper 80s for our highs. Still going to feel muggy out there, but that's going to be as some rain potentially moves in. So we are going to be tracking the potential for on and off stormy weather through your weekend days. With that said, if you're trying to get out to the second edition of Pepsi Pops for this year, that's happening on Friday. They did have to reschedule it because it was raining so much last week. Not expecting it to rain on that event this week and any other Friday events that you might be getting out to. So expect it to be hot and muggy still, but otherwise dry. Do make sure though you're wearing those short sleeves and you're prepared to maybe still see some soggy conditions out there. We've had a lot of rain so far this month. And of course, we've got more on the way by this weekend. So again, temperatures continue to stay pretty high, upper 80s or low 90s. That is warm for this time of year, but it's also not unusual for us to see these kind of conditions as we get into the middle part of May. And of course, we've got more of that on the way for the remainder of the month. So we've got some scattered showers for you getting out the door tomorrow morning. Remember that little flurry of sprinkles that we saw earlier today? I saw some of them driving in even as I was coming to work around 10:30 this morning. I'm sure the rest of you also saw some of those sprinkles, and we'll have another chance at that on your Thursday. Again, moisture continuing to increase, just a very saturated environment, so it won't be difficult to see those clouds drop a little bit of that precipitation. Then we go into your Friday, more of the same scattered showers going to be possible. And by that time, we'll be watching to see if we see the effects of this next system pushing in. It does look like if we do see any of that stormy weather, it would be early Saturday morning. But I do believe most of us are going to miss out. Notice how this kind of fizzles out before it can push into those northern counties. But that's where you'll have the greatest shot at seeing some stormy weather early in the day on Saturday. Unfortunately, this is as far as our short range model can go at the moment. So by tomorrow afternoon at this time, we'll have a better chance to see what your Saturday afternoon and evening might be like. But for now, it does look like stormy weather will be in the picture for us by the afternoon and evening. Even though this first portion kind of fizzles out, you'll notice that more of these storms try to push back in, and then another round again going into your Sunday afternoon and evening. So something to keep in mind. And most of the rain for Sunday does look like it's going to be in areas that are a little bit north of I-20 or along I-20, and then maybe fizzle out as well. But early next week, we're back to just hot and muggy weather. So the weekend forecast gist of it looks like this. If you live along and north of I-20, we'll call Sunday still a little bit iffy. Saturday will be iffy for everyone with pretty decent coverage of shower and thunderstorm activity, potentially in the morning, but likely into the afternoon and evening hours. And I know there are lots of things happening on Saturday. Hopefully your event is earlier in the day and we do miss out on the rain for the first portion. Hopefully we miss out on the rain altogether. We don't really need any more right now, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms. Some of those storms could be strong to potentially borderline severe. They could have some damaging wind gusts potentially, maybe even have some hail. But I will tell you, when I checked this morning, the tornado potential is minimal at best, which is good news for us because we do have a lot of energy in the atmosphere. It just doesn't look like those storms are going to have that potential to spin, which again, pretty decent news for us. So if you're looking for something to do until we get to the weekend, you want a little midweek plan, the Mud Monsters are still in their series against the Gateway Grizzlies tonight. That game is at 6:30. Temperatures will be dropping down to, again, the low 80s by then. It's going to be a little muggier than yesterday if you were at yesterday's game, but otherwise decent conditions for us at Trustmark Park and across central Mississippi going into your Wednesday evening and night. And then heading into the rest of this work week, just hot and muggy weather for you. It's still going to be breezy, very much like what we're seeing today. It's just going to feel a little bit warmer. And then again, by the time we get to the weekend, we do have that chance for some stormy weather to make a return. So that's pretty much it for your first alert forecast right now. If you just want another look, then tune in with me coming up at 3 on Studio 3, and at 4 and 4:30. Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts will be in at 5 and 6. And again, we'll be back here at 6:30 with another check of your forecast. Maybe we can get a couple more hours in that short range model for your Saturday by that time, but we'll take a closer look in just a little bit. You guys have a great rest of your day.